Hello, today we're going to get started with perimeter word problems. And we're going to take a look at, first of all, what perimeter is. You should know what perimeter is, but if you don't, the perimeter is the measure of the length around an object. So imagine that this was like a big warehouse and you have a security guard who's patrolling at night and walking around the building. Well, the distance that that patrolman walks in one lap would be the perimeter of that building. Now, with rectangles, there's a specific formula. The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 lengths plus 2 widths. In general, the perimeter is just the distance around. You add up all the sides. But for a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. So the 2 lengths are equal, as well as the 2 widths, which is where that formula comes from. So what are we going to do with that? Today, we're going to create an algebraic equation to model a situation where one unknown item is described by its relationship to the other. We talked about that in the intro. We're going to relate one unknown item to another unknown item to help us solve it. Once we set it up, we're going to solve the equation and interpret the results. So let's take a look. First thing I want to take a look at is defining one unknown term in terms of another. So we have here just a statement. Dave's age is 7 less than John's age. We really can't answer how old Dave is or how old John is at this point. Why? Well, because we don't know either person's age. We don't know how old Dave is. We don't know how old John is. But what we do know is that there's a relationship between the two. Dave's age is 7 less than John's age. There's a relationship there. And we're going to define some variables to help us figure this out. We're actually not going to figure anything out, but we're going to rewrite it. So Dave's age, we don't know what it is, but we're going to say it's 7 less than John's age. And John's age, we don't know. So Dave's age, 7 less than John's age. John's age, let's just call it X. So then if I replace John's age with X, I get 7 less than X, which we learned from a previous week that is X minus 7. So we've rewritten Dave's age as an expression that means the same thing using the other variable. We'll do that again with the perimeter problem here. So the perimeter of a rectangle is 112 feet. The length is 5 more than half the width. Find the length and width, then find the area. A little bit to do at the end. So here's a rectangle. First thing we want to do is define the variables. The length, well, we have a description of the length. The length is 5 more than half the width. We don't know anything about the width. So we're going to say W is the width. Then we can say the length is 5 more than, so plus half, so 1/2 of or the width. And you get that expression. Now I can take those and put them over here. So if the length is the vertical pieces and the width is the horizontal pieces, and I label my rectangle, there you have it. See it popped up there. Instead of L, I'm going to put 5 plus 1/2 W. Now what I can do is I can take the formula for the perimeter, which was 2L plus 2W, and fill in the information. Well, I know the perimeter is 112, so I'm going to replace the perimeter with 112. 2, we know that there's 2 lengths, but instead of L, I'm going to put the 5 plus 1/2 W. Plus 2, we're leaving the width as W, so it's just going to stay W. Now we are solving an equation. Distribute the 2. You get 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 1/2 W is W, plus the 2W at the end. W plus 2W, we're going to combine like terms to get 3W. Subtract the 10 to get 102. Divide by 3, and I get W is 34. So what did I just find? Well, I only just found the width. How am I going to find the length? Well, I know the width is 34, so I can put that in for W. So 1/2 of 34 is 17, and then if I add 5 to that, I get 22 feet. So we found the length and the width. Okay, now what I need to do is find the area. Make sure you answer the question that's being asked. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So pretty simply, 22 times 34, which gives me 748 for my area. And that is the first lesson with word problems. We'll continue with word problems in the next lesson.